Hey Appleby, International Prefect Simi Ogunsola here, and welcome to my TED Talk. Just kidding, but it does feel similar to one, right? In fact, as I was talking to a friend as I was writing this, I said it feels like my whole 6 years here boils down to what I'm about to say to you in these next few minutes, which is an insane amount of pressure. But if I was going to communicate one message to you that sums up everything I've learned these past few years, I would say be yourself. But wait, it's way more interesting than that. Don't tune out, please. I first came to Alphabet in grade 7, and it was an adjustment to say the least. I had wanted to graduate from my elementary school with all my old friends, and my parents had sprung Appleby on me, and I was not a fan. I fought it right up until orientation day. But then grade 7 started, I had an amazing advisor group, and everything started falling into place. Then grade F7 turned into grade 8, and I was doing pretty well. I was making lots of friends. And well, at least for me, as I make friends, I talk to people, compliment, laugh at their jokes, and I do this little thing where I sort of adjust myself to fit better with someone else. It could be something like, oh my gosh, I love the Gilmore Girls, when I do not like the Gilmore Girls. Well, little by little, I was twisting myself into something that just wasn't me. And maybe from the outside, I looked all right, but inside, I was constantly under this pressure to say the funny thing, say the perfect thing, and just be this perfectly likable person. Maybe you felt that. It starts as a small desire to make friends, but then slowly over time, it turns into this thing that you're just pushing yourself, trying to be perfect all the time, and it's not sustainable. In fact, at one point, I remember I had a sore throat from forcing myself to laugh all the time. Well, grade 8 turned into grade 9 turned into grade 10, and everything stayed the same. In fact, I'd say even more so with all the new people and all the bending myself to adjust to more different people all the time. I just couldn't ever relax. I was constantly pushing myself, trying to fit perfectly with other people. And it took me until the second half of grade 10 to really realize that there was something off. I would like walk around campus and see someone who needed a hand and just keep walking. Or I'd be sitting at the table eating lunch and see someone who I didn't want to sit with me coming over, and I would look down. And if you know me, you know that that is absolutely not me. I had spent so much time and energy shifting myself to other people, and now I wasn't me, I wasn't them, I didn't know what I was, and I was shocked. When had I turned into a person like this? When did I start saying things that I didn't mean? When did I start goofing off in classes that I loved? When did I become someone else? And this wasn't a grand epiphany that hit me all at once. This isn't a movie. But if it was, I'd be the main character. No, I started to realize this more and more over a period of time. And the more I realized it, the more upset it made me. I started drifting away from my friends. I felt like nobody wanted to be around someone as lame as me. And I started drifting away from myself. I didn't even know who that was at that point. I was completely lost. And there are all these movies and things about how high school is the time where you find yourself. But if you have any idea of how I was feeling, how adrift I was feeling at that time, you know that those do not even come close. So what did I do? What did little grade 10 Simi walking through this haze of confusion, not knowing who she was becoming, not liking it, do? Well, I realized that I was in the driver's seat and I started to make choices. The thing is, we're all born with these amazing characteristics and personalities, but that's not everything. Who you are is who you decide every single day to show up as, who you make the decision to be. For me, I started to make all those decisions. I wrote down a list of all my values, things that I decided were going to start guiding my life. I wrote down honesty, integrity, happiness. And then I started looking at aggressors, things that were taking me away from that, things that I was reading, I was seeing on social media, and I just cut them out. Anything that wasn't fitting my vision of who I had decided I was going to be had to go. And then I made some goals. I whipped out my favorite app, Pinterest, and I started saving all these quotes about the type of person that I wanted to be. That was someone who was fun, someone who was kind, someone who everyone feels like they can talk to, who just exudes light, who's not afraid to go the extra mile, someone who just loves. And I wrote everything on these sticky notes, and I made a green and pink neon rainbow on my desk, putting them up for myself to see. These quotes, Bible verses, uplifting things, reminding me who I was deciding to be. See, I'm a firm believer that we each create our own reality. The life is exactly what we decide that it's going to be. And I think that applies to who you are too. When I talk about being yourself, I mean more than just who you are and how comfortable you are in your skin, but I mean the person that you decide to be and that you strive towards every single day. When we go through times like these and we have chances to learn, you use them to move forward and to build ourselves. For me, one thing is a lot of people say that I have a really bubbly, positive attitude, and I was absolutely blessed with that personality, but it's also something that I choose to be. I decided that I wanted to be a positive person, and I work towards that every single day. Well, now finally, grade 11 and 12, this is me. Not too shabby. Just kidding, just kidding. I definitely still have my fair share of flaws, but I also still have my sticky notes reminding me every day what I'm shooting for. I've also still got the drive every single day, not to just roll out of bed and be who I kind of maybe sort of show up as, but to decide and consciously make steps to who I want to become. And not even to be cheesy, but Appleby has really helped me with that so much. The teachers that I'm surrounded by that encourage and push me and are walking examples of who I strive to be. My friends who, no matter how long it's been, still call me, say they miss me, and ask how I'm really doing. It really takes a village to grow. And this beautiful community is the only reason I'm able to decide who I want to be and walk there every single day. So, to all the international students, I am more than honored to represent you all this year, really. Being on the other side of the world, surrounded by people who live life in a different way than you do, is crazy. Or maybe what's crazy is being in between sort of two different cultures. Maybe you're feeling you don't fit into some tidy box. And I definitely feel that too. One second I'm jamming to T.O. Savage, the next it's Electric Love. But to you guys, keep fighting to be who you are. Keep figuring it out. It's more than okay. Keep choosing. And to all my grade 12s, wasn't it crazy when we got that email last year or last week about the yearbook quotes? Really makes you realize that we're about to leave. And when you think about leaving, you think about what we're going to leave behind, the impact that people are going to remember. This year for International Council, our theme has been all about I was here and being here in this moment. But who are people going to remember you as being while you were here? When we walk across that stage on graduation day, who would you have become? It's not too late. And to my Greg Appleby community, thank you. Thank you. These past 6 years have been the best. But also, after this chapel speech, don't just close your computer and keep going on with your life. Stop and write 3 things. Maybe they're things you want to start doing, 3 values that you think are important, or 3 things that describe the type of person that you want to become. Put them somewhere you can see them every day and start chasing them, start moving towards them. I know we're not all born with these traits and qualities of who we're meant to be. We don't just automatically exist as the best version of ourselves. It's something we have to fight for. We have to go out and we have to create it. So to anyone and to everyone listening, go be yourself. Now would you please rise and join me in singing Sister Let Me Be Your Servant.
The trees of the fields will clap their hands as it goes out with joy. Shall go out with joy. The mountains and the hills will break forth before us with shouts of joy, and all the trees of the field will clap their hands, and all the trees of the field will clap their hands. The trees of the field